And a phone wa, it doesn't matter the stage, what I say. So that is it. And back to KT Yaman. I think say you can say be a leader, and I say when you hold a sensitive position like being a member of parliament, and then I say for no man, you are supposed to demonstrate civility, and at least okasa some decorum must be accommodated. Sabi a man for who say, oh indeed, we are panyini, but you get it to a level where panimfua you entrust a part of the estate to them, to their care. We've given them all that it takes to ensure that challenges are addressed, you know. Begin to talk like Sebi it's a bit frustrating because we had a reaction now, corner. Was it you to know Afum? Because they booed at the president, which to me the reaction was to a certain extent is a bit justifiable relative to the kind of economic situation I get home. It is a youth to know from Penny coming from that particular background. It is assumed that at least you are a bit enlightened, you are a bit civil as compared to youth now who say omutie coconut. So you are supposed to demonstrate certain sense of civility, just to tell them say that is not the way to react. But a Penny no banner talking in a reckless fashion, just like he did. To the extent that any Penny cast, I don't know if they know or no when I west. But I'm telling you, say, and he went ahead to say, Ghana mind you to no kasa. Now, baby, we are saying, say, ye giant mind, they say you to no sa. They can't do anything, and they don't even know anything about administration. That's what I'm saying, say, we are still dealing with folks like analog leaders in a digital world. They are still stuck in that medieval stage. I'm free say. We are penina, that is enough for you to lead, and that is it. Whether you have wisdom, whether you have intellect, whether you have wit, whether you have what it takes to calibrate whatever the machinery be able to the fact that penina me wo emi wo mitiswa eye quite in there, that is enough, and that is the kind of your friend is saying mentality that some of these people have. He's telling you, say you to know, knew what it takes to fix this particular country, but go to the global arena where the world has evolved. Leadership, my culture say at this point, you know. It's an art, a fine art. That as time goes on, no, you can make it better, infuse a lot of ingenuity and other stuff. So countries have gone to the extent of bringing in a lot of youth to man various administration. Go to the world stage, you find people who are 35 years as president. You find 29 as president. You find 32. Go to countries, big countries like Australia and other places. Sensitive position are being entrusted to the care of young folks, because you see, at that age, you know, you are able to do a lot of things, take risks, take decisions. You are able to do a lot of things. So I think that being young, and as being a younger person, you know, and yet disincentive so as far as government and administration is concerned. But it's unfortunate that yeah, part of the world, you know, and I yet Nicky say. So these are primitive standards we've set for the society. But when you talk about leadership, it has absolutely nothing to do with who has money or who has many houses and stuff. It is about having the mind. The last time I was telling you about this young guy, I'll be a US president, I'm friend say Obama. Ade Obama, they wore Americans a fine speech and how he was able to express himself. I'm say, there is something in this guy. People were not asking about the many houses at our Miami or many properties at Hawaii. It is about the depth of his intellect, the knowledge, and the fact that he will be able to profess alternative that will be able to address the many challenges America is facing. Macron is a young guy. These are things that you look out for. But we live in an environment that we are still consumed by primitive sentiments, and we think that ansana obi yade to be better and just a when you know about deciding and so forth. But we've forgotten about the many challenges that even come with old age. We do old age. Those of us, I told you, I specialized in mental health. The Friday be senile dementia and a whole lot of challenges. There are some become delirious, some just like omulusu touch with the reality. And I think that is the point we are. The many old folks we have assembled to run this particular country, though, many of them have lost touch with the reality. That is why sometimes problem not bad. The answer no mama addressing the challenges, no, but when you're off bar, what I said. problem now ba the ordinary person, even the kindergarten akora no kra fe na onyini no no say ade we dey ye ni si anka ye we ni si ana ye o but panyina wanyini they dey to me asha nsa no the way a manner he's talking no oti ana we yam ahye when you begin to ask yourself say akora na kasa na panyini ba wo bekom na panyina sabi wanyini hold sensitive position so I know now a community into the kind of frustration you see in the youth or more kasa the way people are talking because I'm telling you politics in Accra 2000, politics in Accra 2004, politics in Accra even 2020 is different today. Those days, you know, the narrative was reserved for few guys in the traditional media and certain individuals, self-acclaimed political activists and whatever, because of the obedience in radio. So they try to control the narrative in the way that will look good for whichever government that is in power. If it is NDC, you better come NDC for any other say yes, yeah, you mama, I MPP, yeah, na kama, yeah, you mama. So behind the scenes, they go for their cut. But the new media has ballooned the platform. The interface is large. That is why if you go to various social media platforms, there are people putting up various platforms, trying to whichever way, whether you think they are doing right or wrong. You know? It's a form of enlightenment because I think what is key at this point is being able to enlighten majority of our folk. Because it's one of the reasons I don't because of lack of information. I don't want to talk about illiteracy because where we are is a challenge. And say to me, I may people and people become enlightened. I think the many challenges you face NDC and MPP opposed to us, we'll be able to address them because I keep telling people that if you go to the United States of America, they have 2 political parties, UK 2 political parties, and there are other larger economies. All they know is 2 major political parties, but because they have enlightened civil minds out there who will subject power workers to critical and intellectual scrutiny. At the end of the day, so what stand who you stand for power? You may be say we are kindly and as we are tenny and as we are vote any. They will look at what you have, what you can offer. So you do that particular stage now. So people will not look at the fact that you account for and they will look at him, his policies, his measures, some of the initiative or the other. Now say minor. That will be the only thing that will inform our political choices. You do that level, I'm telling you, sir, the system will reset by itself. System will never click it to its default position. That is why I prioritize political education and political enlightenment over any other considerations. Young political party, young saying as a form Ghana solution, and young political party as a more. It is about enlightening the people because so political party now for Jesus by the president. He's coming to rule the same folks. The mentality, the psyche is sick. So why don't you try to recalibrate or reset the psyche? Not Ghana even conscious and obvious. Then they approach politics from a very rational perspective. It is no emotions attached, no partisan affinity and affiliation, no your friends say tribal and ethnocentric centric affinity, some kind of consideration be but pure policies, initiative, then our offer, then a baby, see you do that stage, you will get to where we are. But we continue to rely on folks like K.T. Hammond and Asafo who have outlived their usefulness within this political space, but they are there because they are clutching onto the straws of NDC and MPP. They are popular within the party. Going forward, and I think let us begin to arm people who have what it takes to lead, not because any panel. Not because anyone I say. Just look out for certain qualities in an individual. Now, army or more, every stage, it doesn't matter where the person belongs to across your friends say across the political divide or the kind of ideological you will be any panel will be not. See, you put competent people at various positions. Trust me, you better get a result. That is what we need to do so that we will move over and I say beyond characters like K.T. Hammond and as a former outlive or more usefulness. I'm not sure it is important to waste time on them because you know when it came to the dress shape, so I think that those people you need to ignore them.
Okay, yeah, sure. What happened there? No, couldn't the president have seen say maybe I'm Ikui and I said state protocol, national security, and man pick intelligence, maybe a president.
That's Margaret Miller? Clever.
Kind of something, say you're planning to say you're Kubu president because it wasn't a political movement, I didn't say anybody. So the national security couldn't have picked any intelligence. So those who have started bashing the national security then as a problem, people didn't go there with a preconceived motive, say you're Kubu president. A lot of I'm told say many of them didn't even know say the president no quite about. What I say. So it wasn't anything that would be a plan to say you're because you're planning to say you're who president. That is when you gather intelligence. What I say. But it is something that was spontaneous, that evolved out of the crowd, just like that. So there was no way the national security. So more photo national security said there, no. Obi am planning when the president took the stage, and they look at him and they look at the many promises. He admits nothing but failure. He became a poster boy of a failed state. And when you see he admit frustration, he admit hopelessness, he admit like anger. And that is what translated into the action among 4 years on. So I think that the most crucial and the most intelligent thing to do at this particular point in time for people, the bootlickers and the sycophants who always want to sing praises to the president, to sit him down and tell him, say, Olumai, but we are doing the grounds on you. Ghanaians are really angry. And the reaction, should be a wake-up call. Say, at least, we need to move beyond partisan politics and partisan justification and try to at least address the many challenges. We live in a country at this point, your destiny in IMF. So, President Kasa, IMF program, no. Finance Minister Kasa, IMF program, no. Parliamentarians, no opportunity, IMF program, no. If you go to the public space, Ghana for the Yadrin, that's where the IMF, no. So how can the entire estate be left at the mercy of a financial of a Bretton Woods institution? And ask yourself, this is our 17th time to say IMF no SAVUA. And then 17th time. So at this time, hoping says something will be done. No? You're hoping your IMF. And IMF the touch you're saying 3 billion.
No, I 11 billion.
Yenya 11 billion national. COVID-19 by sika ba okroma. Da bia meka ya na mempese mesi so. IMF na nkasa emma eche $1 billion as a special drawing for being a member of the fund. And challenges are bar as a way to help countries to mitigate the challenges, I'm giving you special drawings, 1 billion. Me say there are some countries that are more entitled and be seen the monk of fire or more because they have other priorities. Yeah, they never told man I can for that $1 billion. Okoyi yana no sanko bob was seeing another $1 billion from the same IMF through rapid credit facility. You remember? Said 2 billion. 2 billion. World Bank country director saw my saying $930 million. And he said in the history of World Bank, no single financial year you must such huge sum of money to any country, to this particular country before. So these are monies which came besides the end of the year. What are the policies and measures, the initiative of government here? Investment ben akufa buy yes, investing. The free SHS that became the poster program on the table. Look at the current state, the challenges going on, and even you didn't acquire to a amount of money by in a state, or the shame. What I say, and if you look at the many challenges that are evolving, because my culture is a policy, ya mena home and the buyer, your promises say the free SHS, but which I told you is a very nice policy, which we could have accommodated ourselves some time. Engage stakeholders, larger stakeholder engagement with critical stakeholders in education and other people, political opponents, whichever, just to strike certain consensus. They'll be able to weave the policy alternative as to how we can roll it out in a very comprehensive fashion. Yenya challenges. But President Baya Patapa or some media Macasa free teachers and one and beba. Young men who even a teacher for no crime where stakeholders would do no, ya more money. You saw the complaints that they were complaining. Over Casani na transfer local kurase. So at some point they all kept quiet and then the free teachers was rolled. Omuro ya numbers increase and who says I say accommodation in the whole. And we are not able to serve we are not parking so because dining why am so you begin to ask yourself, say, how do we get things done in a manner results when we begin to think we are thinking in a haphazard manner instead of saying near manner we are rather thinking in a haphazard manner. No, we are all thinking in a haphazard manner. No, how will your actions be? Actions, action will be far reaching and far more consequential about damning effect on all aspects, and that is what we do.
Sure.
So, but I wanted there. I challenges. You don't blame anybody. They need to accept the fact that Ghana for lose trust and confidence in Akufo-Addo and his government and some all kind. It's a vote of no confidence in his administration.
Sure.
And as all quite tenancy, then Nippon will try to wish ya or more cancer made that children. No, this is the time a young wife crooning in Chile. I can't say, I say, a cura die at 9 and I there be a yet bandage at the faso. And the Uhua a hot croon look nice, but beneath the bandage, beneath the bandage, there is a wound. And a nurse. That is what we need to do. So I think it's a wake up call for them to at least do things right.
Okay. What do message 0503 236 735 0503 236 735 na yentwetwe enkomo ene anopi ewo show no so bomodia say what do message be 0503 236 735 message ni bi aba mekan wo show no so na kai say we are live on Facebook too at Active TV Ghana and YouTube at Active TV GH. You can also follow us on TikTok at Active TV GH, on Instagram at Active TV Official, and then on Twitter is also Active TV GH. www.myactiveonline.com so bora stories are akoso na watch mu nyina enne ndradie in fact nyina a comprehensive report nyina ewo ho it bomodia say obedi echi ewo say social media handles nyina mabo Ivan ewa ha ye twenkomo afa nsem akoso na watch mu Ghana ha na ye hwe akaka maybe phone lines no enter bia in the next let's say in the next 5 to 7 minutes, maybe 4 lines now, what actually come out and anopi show so. My man call back to Ivan. Now I mean this kind of say there's a Monday no and IMF officials we do chroma and Minister of Finance a press conference now asema back one waka say they are going to make sure say the IMF no deal no is fast tracked so that we can have let's have a quick bite on that.
I think that is a joke of a statement coming from a finance minister who has run this particular country down. He has run this particular economy to the ditch, and he has no moral justification to be talking the way he's talking. IMF program, no? Yes. It is at his own interest to speed up negotiation because the economy at this stage is rather deteriorating, it's rotten. So it is in his interest to do something at least to just manage the situation.
Okay, is it because Fitch Asan downgrading from CCC to CC?
Yes, because the economy is deteriorating. Aside of that, then I feel the pansam. So quickening the IMF intervention, coming to save him, not us. And he said, yeah, Abana Sabaya Ghana for Humbertono. I think that is that. I never catch us that these people have lost touch with the reality. 3 million at least. Yenya, me say at least. I say when me say kind of negotiation no crunch. I say yenya $3 billion. Look at the current state of Ghana's economy, and go back and ask yourself the amount of money about Krum has saying. The sika ya bobosia, the many state assets I see a kamaje bosia, the capital market assets access to sika ya kwa jabo kroma COVID-19 inflows and as a form. Now, in the face of all this amount of money about Krum Haninano, Ghana ni one tono. Now, my economy no you are running into the ditch, and the economy is in the bunkers. And that this guy is telling you that $3 billion IMF being infused into the economy, no. The guy is disillusioned. He has lost touch with the reality. As a wujina ring ma o kontokwa. Na ya bow this na unhu de. O yo hono. Nti o chesa wo toto nsa basa. That is what he's doing. Why is Obi confused? Because I was expecting say all kasano kobaka chose IMF negotiation is going on. Yes, we are progressing in our discussion, but on our part as government, these are the measures we are putting in place to ensure, say, on our part, something will be done to breathe certain fresh air into the economy. Did you hear any of such this thing from him? Because they have no clue, they have no plan, they have absolutely no intervention to address the challenges we are facing. And that is how dangerous the situation is. Then back to the question, say, where the same guy on the fringe side, or Mubisa say, Yamfa, a minor measure of Monsano, Occupy Ghana. Demonstration okay can for rata on and say matare no do kwaboniti na otentium no. This is the guy who has come to run this particular economy into the bunkers. And I look at him upon all the money, and let me tell you something. In the history of this particular country, from Nkrumah time to Mahama time to Hwan to Akufo-Addo time Ghana and saka sika efe ni sika abanya ni saka sika efe ni dwete kudi in large amount Akufo-Addo government. On also what demonstrating nothing but a reckless incompetence to the extent that we are running the economy to the ditch. Dollar we find 3 cities and there 10 cities and over.
But Russia-Ukraine war, COVID-19.
That's what I'm telling you. So that justification is just a manufactured nonsense certain individuals have put together just to justify what is going on. It's just a manufactured nonsense. Because how do you justify this Ukraine-Russia war? Why are our neighbors not suffering the same pinch? Go to Cote d'Ivoire. The economy is not doing better, but Ghana is worse off. Go to Nigeria, it's worse off. And even if you want to use the economic statistics and the indicators to do your analysis, go to Cote d'Ivoire and ask them, so what is their inflation number? Go there and ask them. Go to Nigeria, go to Togo, go. Oh, the sub-region, inflation numbers now, you will be a your dollar, your CD was quite recently, your friends rated the worst performing currency. The economy has been rated junk. So how do you say the Ukraine-Russia war? And I'm asking you a question. And to the journalists who sit on radio and re-echoing or reinstating government assertion, which I have told you is nothing but a manufactured nonsense. Say a Ukraine-Russia war, and say Ghana, you shared trade in terms of whatever with Ukraine-Russia is saying. And then they free Ukraine-Russia back. And the Russian embassy got angry and they issued statement through their Twitter page telling us, say, even you saw the list.
Yeah.
And I told you the countries no money your countries or North Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Ghana, Russia and Ukraine, even countries near border Russia and Ukraine at the Eastern European corridors, they are not complaining. Even Russia and Ukraine is not even complaining. How much more a distant country? Heaping all that has happened on COVID-19. But we didn't fear the size of government. At the time, Ghana was trekking on the economic precipice, likely to ever fall into perdition. You know, our president was using a hard-won currency, hiring jet, or the genuine in the he never listened. He still moves around with a convoy, a large number of cars with a konyasikam no ordenam. V8 ya fuel a konyasimti eneno Akufo-Addo ana 2016 ona medwam na ma edi banku edi apesie e wo dwam Keneshi market e to spa a benches to spa na ene onama ya fuel V8 ena ya fence akonwa dam because babi e wadu no o free nipa level mu ya say water don't find it level nti onama akonwa ordinary person tena so ntena so bi nti onama akonwa di nachi tisesabi or hena okwa adwabo. That is what he's doing. And upon all the criticisms on social media, upon the many reactions, Ghanaians, I feel is so disrespectful, especially at this time the economy is broken. You know? He's unperturbed. He's not listening to anybody. What I say, and that is the crux of the situation. Banking sector cleaning up now. Yeah, now when we have other alternative, he could have done something. He decided out of political vindictiveness and political vendetta. He decided to crash banks. And at the end of the day, created unemployment. 57,000 people lost their job. And the banking sector, and bank and banking sector clean up, and the banks are very robust and resilient. Why is Fitch downgrading our banks? None of your banks, more credit worthiness is junk as well, because the credible rating agencies, aside from say rating Ghana economy junk, they have downgraded all the banks because they are not credit worthy. So what is the essence of spending a fortune of about $25 billion, 25 billion Ghana cedis? Say the air wreck the ship, the air wreck sinking banks when we could have done the other thing. A lot of wisdom was spoken to these guys, but you see, as reckless as they have always been, they never listen to anybody. Kenyans are some natural almost we NDC ni. Kenyans are some natural almost we politics. Kenyans are some natural almost we anti-government. Kenyans are some natural almost say now uko school or hefa. School but they are not demonstrating wisdom. They are not demonstrating wit. They are not. Your friend is saying coming out with coherent policies. And gender and gender hope. Every brief certain life into the economy. And ship and so Ukraine-Russia war is no a justification, but rather a manufactured nonsense that is being spent by your friend is saying sponsors of governments just to cover their shame. That is what they are doing because our promises are making Okruma. But we are out in Cambium. And now a poster boy for IT. He doesn't talk about the economy again. But now CD dollar now so arrested Kinama IGP no. And then dollar no move na chiba umiasha them. Because the dollar is all over. All the news you see the dollar. All publications you see the dollar. If you go out there on the street and people are having conversation, they talk about the dollar. At the international arena, when people are talking about Ghana, they talk about the dollar. But Baumia, nobody talks about Baumia. So dollar no nachi Baumia locking with them and a dollar no pay and a dollar no nam. So shameful and so shameless. Especially if you go back 2016 and the many tweets he was putting out there, your friend said the government was reckless, John Mahama was incompetent. The previous government was insensitive to the plight of Ghanaians. Now he had solid economic planner to revitalize the economy, putting up lectures and then as for the practical wisdom and the practical sense to translate those things into tangibles to ensure that the economy will stand on its feet. He never had them, nothing but political narrative. So I think this people have reduced governance into like a joke. So people don't take governance serious again. That is why Ghana youth any trust in the institution called government. They have no, and you see, I didn't spread there go beyond even people in government. And what's your one thing? Ghana need politicians to move more because of things that these guys are doing. What I say? There are people who even advocate in and yes, people prefer. I listen to somebody who is a pensioner. He has been around for several years. He said, sir, during the colonial days, he was in Ghana. Yes, now but the economic situation then was far better than what it is today. And I am telling people that the event that precipitated what Rollins and his other people did then, the various military juncture nearby, the circumstances situation leading to those things, they are worse off today.
Sure.
But just say, we are a bit civil, but we all come to appreciate that democracy is the best, is our best belt, and there is no need to stoke fire. That is why we are accommodating these guys because but we have decided to use democratic instrument and also using instrument provided in the constitution by using demonstration and protestations and having a voice like this in the media to advocate need for change. And I think that is what we are continuing to do. My culture said what we are doing, we are not motivated by malice. We are not on the pay card of anybody. We are not being sponsored by anybody. We are only trying to provoke a certain sense of nationalism and some kind of heritage, your friends, a pride in the average Ghanaian. Say love for Ghana must transcend over love for party and love and partisan affinity and affiliation, and whoever you think is in power doing anything at any point in time. If their activities, actions, and inactions are threatening to wreck this particular country, we must stop them at all costs. And that is exactly what we are doing by trying to make people aware of current happenings in Ghana. And I think the time will come.
Okay, maybe your phone lines, now also the wagering chair about 0245 954 615 0245 954 615. na fa o message ebra na yentwetwe inkomo ene anopi o message be fa 0503236735 0503236735 na wa frɛ e was 0245 954 0245 954 number no ena eda wo screen no so ma menkan messages bi aba ene anopi Sadinam Kwesi Agbovo also if you are an old person and you continue to misbehave, do we have to be clapping for you before you come back to your sense? That is a question Sadinam Kwesi Agbovo is asking. Ni ama can fat or say he's disgracing us, but he's disgracing us bad men. I cannot add the word, I cannot read the word that you added to it. Augustine Jana or say, is it not this old man who insulted Ghanaians that they will build new chamber for parliament irrespective of economic hardship at the time students were sitting under trees to study? Is he one of the Abrewa he is referring to? Age has nothing to do with wisdom. Respect yourself and people will respect you. I wonder why people like him got to parliament. David Ofori Aye. Ewo eye oyibi or say Honorable Katie Amond, Nanado's administration has completely deflated any belief in that Abrewa. At his age, Ghanaians expected a selfless, committed, honest, and dedicated leader who believed in Ghana. The president has served the youth with a hot dish of disappointment and hopelessness. What he witnessed was the objective reality of how the youth and the rest of the people feel. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Jenny, my poem to say.
Yami Adam, so for Mami Ruth. Now, also want to say.
Yanko Pando, me hoye pa.
Okay, Pacho Amintio.
What do you say? Say your former president Rollins Sitiasi can you rebel hopa?
I didn't know Okasa.
How old was he when he took over the government? But what you say? As young as he was, people were old enough and they were supporting him. When he was getting old, then things went bad. Meaning, also, also we have more youth than old people in this country.
Sure.
Almost the two about old people, no more maybe almost room. And this all started to say, who did you matter? Hello?
Pacho
Who started to say, who did you matter? Now, so about one, a year baby, more old people, no, baby almost room. There are so many unanswerable questions, Koso. If I tell what you say, we party politics na ye no. Umpacho what you say. Na assembly bar instead of say di yam shishia be say debi ade we no. Nkola no mo buofu nti no mo yes ade we. I condemn where they did the thing. Mimi condemn pa enye because now they were foreign dignitaries a work on them. But what they did, even they are not even angry enough. I'm always saying that youth know they are not angry enough. And yes, Anka Esla on share about it or betray a SIM card more. Why people cannot feed a meal a day?
Okay. So, Yamin Chow, so Mami Ruth, say also friend, also bet my friend 0245-954-615, 0245-954-615. My main kind messages Libi. Idrisu Abudu, but even he, Katie Amond, what wisdom has he ever exhibited that shows that he's a grown-up person? All his thoughts and actions are that of a toddler. When he, Katie Amond, as a deputy energy minister and Nana Akufo-Addo as an attorney general, sent our dress ship to the international market, how did he dispose it? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boss.
Me pache for say for na frefi.
Pacho kata. Utiminga.
Me pache for say for na frefi. Okay, with me engineer so John Kennedy Holu or say we don't give a damn of what he's spinning out. Get ready for more, Mr. Politicians. Thank you very much for your message. Samuel Ofosu Obobi or say
hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Me did John Happier. You can talk to us about you.
Okay, Mamintio, I don't know pay. John.
Me say na do ni bani ni birimu ni no. Omo tumi nka chiro papa se on resign na. The cost to the matter, and ye bro, and yet.
Okay, Master John, so friend, also to my friend 0245954615 0245954615. Michael, a year Amasaman, also yes, we are all stupid. That is why we voted for all the sensible gang to lead us. Thank you for reminding us how stupid we are. I wonder if the NDC asked the people to boo the president, the country ball, Charlie. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Honorable.
Me pacha from saying if I'm free.
Me pacha maybe in the Ramsey, me pacha free. East Legon Hills factor.
Okay, me pacha, maminti o nama wone so kakra mame. Hello, me too. Me pacha, ma the volume on your TV set na enko form. Ma the volume on your TV set na enko form.
Pacha, oh yeah, okay.
Abre kasa, nama wone so kakra mame.
Okay, but that's you me chia money mo chia ti. Okay. This course ewo for do baby o ko e aja onya no fompo. And what I intend to do can make me about.
Okay, I think producer will be in a few minutes so to me Ejraso and Kasa and Mame. Danny Mensa McCoy or say as for Katie Amoni, Triswa Apa Wate in Semunu Arakwa, John Mills stood in front of Katie Amon, taught and marked his scripts and became president. Yet he and Eslowusu member of a family way. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Me pacho, you're from San Francisco.
Pacho, you're from me. Opponent, Mississippi, Jamestown.
Pacho, ma wonde so kakra mame. Why?
Jamestown.
Okay, pacho me meet you kasa.
Okay. You me person me bisa iPhone form of phone say. Omo ko break it with this performance. Are you going to break the air with this performance? Like seriously? Ready and couple. Who can tell when it's TBI at 2.2? Not to Nyoma Musa, why you Nyoma Basa? The Mumu Yan is too much to tell. Who do you wake up with? Oh, ready and couple.
Okay.
50 times. After reaching hospital, forget me. Then come. I didn't come and use a man. So also keke.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, Ofra, and then as a lines, no, should I name boy, but it's Ofra, not why didn't you? Am I? Metwa, a year, men some call message. So, he and Eslowusu particular both his former students, unjustifiably vilified and insulted former President Mills on radio. Was Mills not having blood running through his vessels? Your last words, I can't add them to it. Moses, Mayonu, Ewo, a year, Dobro. Or say, as for this man, let me be passing because the least said about him, the better. Kolomodi, Ewo, a year, Achimota. Or say, look at frustration on his face. He is scared of the uprising, so it has turned into insults. We are the youth, and we are awakening. Get ready for us. So the youth that you go for votes now have heads that look like Kube politicians. Respect is earned, Mr. Hammond. How does he expect to be taken seriously when he is giving this advice? Resorts to insulting the youth. Why should they oblige to you? Disappointing. You have made matters worse, just as the youth feel entitled to be heard. So do you feel entitled to demand respect? And that, say, is an illusion and will always remain so. Okay, let me read more of the messages. From Kablavi of Pokwase, Benghazi, NDC serial callers are pleading with Mr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo and Mr. Johnson Asedun Ketia, aka General Mosquito, to use their political chairmanship position experience to fight for the chairmanship position in such that it won't create any confusion between them and the NDC party as a whole. They are two great pillars in our party. We need them to win election 2024. Peace must exist among them, whether one will win or lose. And he continues to say that it is Ghanaians who are going to decide on the type of ID card that will be used to register for election 2024. Nobody has the power to decide for us. So the EC chair, in the person of Madam Jane Mensah, can't force us to use the Ghana card for the voters registration exercise because most Ghanaians don't have the Ghana card. Ghana is hot than hell. Nobody is exempted from Nanadu Baumia hardship, mismanagement, and reckless borrowing. Ghanaians are suffering. Drivers, passengers, market women, farmers are crying, Papa. May God save Ghana. Vote Moses Jr. Gilbert. She, SYI, East Deputy Youth Organizer. Gilbert, National Errand Boy, thank you for your message. Let me pick one more message here. Thank God for the life of Ivan. I have my channel on Active TV because of Ivan. Thank you very much for watching the show. Anopawe, whether no ending boy into network, no, causing to me back. Okay, yes, Obia said message say, looks like you're having problem with your Facebook. Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, our technical guys are working on it. Mami Ivan, quickly for the last words. Na yefa jumedino embra niwe. Ivan.
Yeah, ajadim. Ya can't Ghana for them panimfua and there. Or more our access to the political stage and they know. So the rules of engagement so far as politics are concerned, no. As it used to be like 10 years ago, no, it's different from the stage we find ourselves in now.
Sure.
And respect is a virtue that we earn. And gray hair and yet enough warrant. Say manini manimo funyeniti no respect me. It is only your deeds. Your conviction, nema obeye, and then I ever make respect because at this stage, you know, people are looking up for something,
sure.
Expectation from the old age, you know. So when we have characters like Katie Yamon and Esilousua and Co, always when they take the stage, they display nothing but a hostile mix of arrogance and boundless ignorance. That's what they do. You will not expect the average and the ordinary Ghanaian to respect you back. Because the way he spoke, you know, it's a anyasa ubehu ne nimso on the network na sa what's in or radio so abadwen sa akra na ekasa. But ubekom no epanyina wanyina what's in parliament for several years. Then somebody was asking, say, how come these guys got into parliament? My culture say those politics na ya aba no. And give recognition to wit, intellect or whatever. A stage na yabo NDC MPP nti wunamu ebeti yaba sa wunamu wunim nyansa sabi but enam sa wo pa wo sika na wo influence within constituency no obetimi anamu aba parliament okwa na man kotenetenemu sa nothing changes but the rules of engagement so far as politics is concerned has changed. The ordinary and average Ghanaian are socially conscious, politically awakened, and they are becoming enlightened due to the new media. Enti say na we a leader o babo ntia be kasa esa wo dwene huhu wan kasa wo bisa ho say asema be kan eyenyansa sem na me be kan na me kan what will be the reaction of the critical masses out there? How are they going to react? And sana wakasa because at this stage when you are talking, people are not considering the fact that when I was president, when you know about you say platform, when I am a Tusala and so forth, it is about through number. Komakacho say old age has absolutely nothing to do with wisdom because of a Bible na Matusala, yes, you ya eboroso. But nyansa sembie no her Bible ma ya link it to Matusala. Yes, we did verse 33. What I say? So age has absolutely nothing to do with your friends are wisdom. It is about what you can do. So more use age as a trump card, as an incentive for and the youth are out there say you are respecting over the years. Politics and I share Monsano, nothing seemed to be working. The year who say politician in Yesika talk out to V8 near say Maku go or Yaria. Then they go for medical care when we have a crumbling medical infrastructure here. hospitals are not working. Among for we school to etifie. Abano even job incentives go health and a bit so politics na be say an avenue for few misguided twisted minds or multiple connive through political parties to capture political power, and when they get out there then they serve themselves. They go, another group will come serve themselves and go, and then the average and the Ghanaian youth is enlightened, socially conscious, and they're looking at say politics na course. What is it that is in the interest in the saying who is considering my interest. It is not about those your friend is saying unreasonable partisan affinity and media chin emotionally, no, may your NDC emotionally, we are the MPP, no mama she crying. The game has changed. Politics, may say sorry, any of the emotions are yet. Always it must be what you are getting, because the entire politics is about how I realign, reallocate the national resources. Now, that is what you do. So at any point in time, if politics is never serving your interest, you have no business going out there throwing respect to people. Respect is earned. It's not something that we sell out there and you go and pick them. So Katie Hammond and his likes must get this into their head. And that a primitive way of thinking, say, Mrantier in your politics and it's a reserve for the aged, no. That particular thing, no, it belongs to the Stone Age. You're consigning those things out there, and the stage is for those who have wit, who have intellect, and who will be able to take bold decisions to help us flip the page. Especially Abraham Kokrafoya idea so fortunately for them, your president didn't feel saying. An advisor or didn't feel saying, your friend say, Osafo Mafo has been around for decades. Ne some fa so obi enya bi o meka kire say youth no bi school menfo ani into aban so say aban be create adwuma ma he went to your friend say company aban adwuma and oko create job na odin the ma akwahye ho such person have moral justification to be walking around kromane from one abo. You see that sense, you know, of awakening enya beduru ba bia, we will begin to see you as who you really are, not a package character now. You're the non-political stage. So they should go back to the thinking room and take that thinking cap. Leadership isn't about say me drive V8 and I'm a talker and I'm a sit down. It is about what you have to offer. Say be able to mitigate the challenges. And it's a wake-up call to our traditional leaders. And as for anybody, I'll hold position of influence. Me say being popular without power to influence change is useless. So any position of influence will be use it as an instrument to ensure say we are able to impact positively on the society, but not to use it as an avenue to rape and take your friend say advantage of the situation, just like we've been doing over the years. Nipa no benya tumia no aye ne huye as I say makwa buchire na de bia ye, then the majority and the masses continue living an impoverished your friends a world that nothing seemed to be coming their way. And none of the what was President who ye ever function as no to four no mother man. Oh yes, because I'm telling you, Ajenim, if you understand the level of economic desperation, the damage that has been done to this particular country and its economy by Akufo-Addo and his cohort of family cabana more the more yena. Me see the more they near to four, and it is up to them to go to the room and think. And as all those sycophants, no more trying to wish you more kind of buyer. It is about time on your mojuma, especially on more yeti or more casting into a buying for your council of state, huge sums of money at total car mobile and daily basis. Decisions every executive room no banner, and then they will begin to ask yourselves a council bank and the other man buying. Now, say Mutunu Funa say or on fire. Then what is the point staying your position and we are paying you? Is it the money that you're interested in? I think we need to demonstrate with wisdom, courage, and certain things. So respect and make us say, no, I want any free. But you sit somewhere and expect when you need to respect you. I'm saying, Sabia, soon the whole team that will not come. You need to demonstrate and live a life about draw natural that respect, you know, and to you.
Ivan Kyei innocent. Whether was an piece of Beka, yes, I should for Miss Whether was to say, Unya bre o jembre na oni entwetwe nkomo ene anope ewo morning show no so ochina nyame ya dom so aye besi nkonya ochina mame abna fabia ene beji akunya kese no atremu na odi nkomo twetwe abro yeda wase se wo jembre meda production team ni nyina se omoboa ema dwumadie no nyina ekoso me producer eye isuta no meda wase se otutu bibia ma ene ekoso answer na me sorry so no